Okay, good. Okay, where we had left the other day is that we'll go through the Vijnananchayatana. We've been on the space, infinite space. So now we'll get into what is this infinite consciousness, how to achieve it using this shunyata. Okay, so let's understand what happens when we get into spaciousness. The question comes that who is in space? And the answer is I am in space. Who is this I in space? It's the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind in space, called as I. So there should be something which is observing the space itself. To experience space, there should be some conscious experience of that space. So supposing I get into a state where I don't hold on. I'm using this word I, so don't take it too literal sense. Wherein the eyes and the ears and the nose and the tongue and the body don't take the space to be something other than consciousness, then the knower becomes the known. So basically what it turns out to be is that the awareness of awareness happens, which is unbound. And hence it is called Vijnananchayatana. Okay. So there is not only a form perception, but also the space is as well remote. So basically what happens here is that you have such a clarity that you know the knower, irrespective of the split up of the senses. Meaning when we see now, I'm seeing. Shaniel, is there a way of you also being on video, or many other people can be on video? It will be interesting today on Vijnana. Apart from Ariu is the only person on the video for some reason. Everyone is off video. So you can play some game on Vijnana. Or the many people coming on video would be good. If not, leave it. I don't force. So basically, if I am seeing, there is a spatial field. That means there is space and there is an I, not I as a person. Mrityunjay, I don't see you on video. I don't know for some reason. Anyway, no big deal. At least another one or two more can come. It will be nice. But if not, leave it. So now I have Lata and I have Ariu here on video. It's nice. So basically when I'm seeing randomly chosen by Google Meet.
I have my video on as well. Can anybody?
Oh, no, it is stop.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, okay. So should I change the settings? 1 second. Go to adjust view. Spotlight. Oh, okay. Yes, now it is Now I made it high tide tiles without video. Now everybody's on video. Good, thank you. So today will be a fun day, a fun evening. Now, how many people are we seeing? You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on video, right? So 8 people, what we are looking. Right, okay. How many eyes are there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Each has 2. What are 16 eyes seeing? It's seeing 2 things, space and an object. Isn't it or not? Or don't you see any space at all? There is space, right? So you are right now experiencing space plus the object. What if you stop the object? Then there is only space. So who was aware of the object? The consciousness. Now in the consciousness is only space. Now can you remove the space and the object together? And then the eyes will withdraw. This becomes aware. This is a practice you need to do for shunyata. So I've taken this subject because many people have misunderstanding of what is Vijnanam Chayatana. Okay. So they don't even know what it really means to be an infinite consciousness. So first is finite consciousness. That means it's restricted to the objects. Infinite means this is not restricted to the objects at all. So there are 6 consciousness totally. That means how many different combinations are possible? As many number of people we have, if we are 8 or 10 or 12 or as many number of people coming on videos, and that many conscious experience is what we are going to have. But all tending to only one conscious experience. And hence it's infinite. Finite means it's restricted by what we are seeing, or hearing, or tasting, or touching, or smelling, or thinking. That's finite. So eyes are seeing with space and the object. Ears are hearing with space and the object. Nose is smelling with space and object. Tongue is tasting with space and object. Body is touching with space and object. Now a question to any one of you. In walking, are you in space? Shaniel is nodding yes, and Lata is walking here. There's another Lata.
Oh, is it?
Other than you as Lata.
Okay.
Now we have Lata 2, Lata squared. Anyway, so coming back to this, in walking, are you in space? Except for Shaniel nodding, I don't think so anybody is even attempting to answer. Yes or no? Yes, how? And Lata, you're walking, so you can explain to me.
Because we are a particle of the space. So we are always in the space.
No, that's not a conscious experience. That is a intellectual explanation. I need a conscious experience.
Okay, so there is, I also understand there is space within us. There is space
That's not
outside
a
of
conscious
us.
experience. No, that's not a conscious experience. I need a conscious experience. You're in fact walking. At least these other guys are stationary, so I can understand they're stationary.
So I'm walking within the space.
Come on, it's okay, fine. Now you continue your walk. Yeah, Veena, go ahead.
Not move or keep anything. The space occupies the things.
Leave it. You're way beyond my comprehension. Okay. Yeah, Shaniel, you want to answer?
No, I was also going to say that, yeah, you're moving through space, so you have that perception of, that there is space there, and that sense of motion and movement through that
Yeah,
space.
that's correct. But what is a conscious experience of space?
No resistance, I guess.
Yes, that's true. But while walking, what is the experience?
So, interesting. It's usually the elements moving, but I can.
You're also going on a tangent now.
Okay, then I don't have an answer.
Okay, no worries. Thanks for that. It's lifting of leg. It's in space. So if somebody wants to know what is infinite space, just the lifting of leg, where the leg is up. And every step is in space. And if you become conscious of that, Ariu, do you remember our walk session in a mall where I asked you to watch the leg and you started watching the legs to be nice sense and getting caught up with women? So that leg like this is space. You're actually mimicking infinite space. That's the nearest thing on space. Where else can you do the space other than walking?
In water, maybe? If you're swimming? No? Okay.
Lifting of arms.
Even when you're walking, I guess, you see your arms moving.
Yes, it is swinging. So even while you're moving your hands and all that, it's in space.
That way, any movement is like that, right?
Yeah, any movement is like that. I'm coming to that.
No.
Ultimately, all movement is in space. So how do you experience it? You experience it when you spread out like this, when there is no obstructions. So you are in space. But you have unconscious experience. None of us are conscious of that. Now, I have a chair next to here. So when I touch it, there's an obstruction. So what happened? From space, I came down to Vayu. From Vayu, I came down to Tejo. From Tejo, I came down to Apo. From Apo, I come down to Pathavi. So now I'm holding Pathavi. Now space is removed. So back into solidity. And this solid is on space, but you lost experience of spaciousness. Now there's obstruction. So if I watch a woman or a man or whatever it is, it's obstruction. Actually. And in Pali, it is called patigha sanya. So then you name that as vilas. That obstruction is named as vilas. And that obstruction is again named as Lata sitting here. Another Lata constantly moving. I don't know why she's moving so much. I don't know. But anyway, she's moving like she's on a planet, going around in circles. Anyway. And each one of us are like that. You name the same object differently. So what does the consciousness pick up? The consciousness now picks up as Vilas, one, then Lata here sitting, another one, Aryu sitting there, another one, Shaniel sitting, another one, Lata walking around, and Mrityunjay sitting, and Veena, and Venugopal, and Meenakshi. Right? All are obstructions. There is no person sitting there. And if you do that in a proper way, you get infinite space.
You will lose your body consciousness.
You'll completely lose the body
And that
consciousness.
is also your obstruction.
That's an obstruction. So, like I hit upon this chair, which is an obstruction, this itself is an obstruction.
Yeah, this also will.
It pulls you down. It pulls you down. So then, and that's the reason we don't like it. We don't like anybody pulling us down because we're already down. We are hanging around with this weight. Okay. So, since you can't get rid of the physical body, you can do it mentally. That's the answer to this.
I remember you gave one practice. Close your eyes and keep moving your arms.
Right.
Focus on that movement, and then you are in infinite space.
Right. Yes. So, presently, as we speak, we are in space, but the space is taken over by earth element. So, something is caught up. So, you're caught up with that. When you move this, it's free. So, you don't feel anything. But let's say there's a catch here, and then, that will come because now it cannot move because that earth element has got inflamed with fire element. So the consciousness now senses heat. Okay. Now coming back to this subject is if you remove the object from the subject, you get space. And if you know the subject, then you get consciousness. And that's the only awareness. So, for once, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9 people are gone. 9 into 2, 18 eyes are gone. 9 nose, 18 ears, 9 lips, 9 bodies, gone. Now, to whom do you cry? They are dead now. As far as the body goes, eyes and ears and nose and tongue and body are gone. Only the mind sense door is active. So it's mind. Now, only mind. Are you getting that experience? If not, you have to practice infinite consciousness. This is the 6th jhana. No, space is 5. Yeah, before I go further, you had a question. Let me finish with
No,
that.
no, that doesn't mean old was Vedanta.
Oh, okay. Then we will
This is
not.
not the right place.
This is not the right place. Okay. So, any questions on this before I continue to the nothingness? No thingness. Did you understand what is consciousness? So, what you require is the first four jhanas should be perfectly established. You have a landing point on the fourth jhana, which is equanimity. So, when you fall down from the arupa, you are on the fourth jhana. You don't fall down below. So, there are three lokas: arupa loka, rupa loka, kama loka. So, when you fall down from arupa loka, you land up in rupa loka. When you fall down from rupa loka, you come to kama loka. And when you come to kama loka, eyes will change to look at the dirty matter to be a good matter. You understand? Just like somebody taking a cow dung. I'm using cow dung. I didn't wanted to use human feces, but actually I should have used that. On that, grass is growing, and it looks nice. Basically, on the cow dung, and I don't see it as dung. I see it's something extraordinary. It has become fossilite, basically. It turns itself into a glittery thing because it is rock. It's rock. So what we call fossil. Fossil means anything that is aged so much that all of this is come back to its original chemical bonding state. And when it comes to the original bonding state, it will have 118 elements, some of it called radioactive elements, some of it isotopic and non-isotopic. And then, like, if you have studied the periodic table, then you know starts with hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, argon, krypton, like that, and goes forever. Then gold, AU, gold, AG, silver, like that. I hope you all studied in your school about periodic table. And also, I hope you know about isotopes. Have you heard isotopes? You have heard. What is an isotope? What is the isotopic property of carbon and diamond?
This was like 40 years ago I studied this, Vilasji, so I'm not remembering any of it.
Okay. No worries. So carbon has
Carbon and diamond are same, but it is glittering. It is black. That's it.
right. Well, fine, but what is isotope in that? Good. At least you attempted. That's correct. They both turns back to carbon. Okay. So now, for those who don't know isotope, I think they have to go back to their third grade science or fourth grade science and have some basic thing. Why I'm telling you this is cow dung or any dung, if kept for a long time, turns fossil. And fossil have three properties. First property turns itself into rock because the mud added together turns rock. So what we call as gold consists of all of this. It's not cow dung per se, it has changed its chemical properties. So it, because of the configuration of each of these elements, it looks different. As in AU gold and AG silver, that is a writing, AU symbol for gold. And let's say I take zinc. So in the body you have zinc, not to at that level, but you have zinc. You have magnesium, you have calcium, fluorine, argon, krypton, all of that in some quantities, let's say. So everything in this body is made out of the same chemical elements in one way or the other. So that one doesn't cause corrosion in body because the quantity is less and its properties are different. But when we take cow dung, things grow on that because it has got food. So there is a lot of beings which flourish on it, and then let's say it turns itself into a nice substance. And then I bring it home and I call it as a fossilite. Just like people going on a holiday in Hawaii or any other place, and then what do they bring? They bring corals. Do you know what is corals made up of? Just read once. You'll understand. Coral reef is there in Australia, so just read. You'll have some fun. Coming back to this, all the material just gets combined and then you take it to be true because it glitters. So diamond is having the same property as carbon, exactly the same. They have no difference in isotope. So if somebody asks you what's the isotope of a carbon versus diamond, they're same. They're no different. Coming back to this, is what looks diamond is actually carbon. Graphite, have you heard about that? Is the same carbon. It's the same one. So whether you are talking in carbon or in diamond or in graphite, they all are the same. In the same way. So can you throw all your diamond necklaces because you're carrying carbon? You're saying no. That means you would like to hold shit in your ears. Good. Excellent. Carry on. Okay, that's a fossil fuel. If you didn't know that. Okay. So the consciousness now sees three things. One as graphite, one as carbon, one as diamond. All the three are the same. No difference in properties at all. There's no difference. So if you are able to change the perception of carbon to graphite to diamond are the same, you get into a stage of disillusionment. The illusion is gone. So it would mean you're carrying carbon. What's the next carbon? Can you guess? What's the ultimate carbon you've seen? No answer, human body. Yes. Yes, go ahead.
You said ashes.
What? Ashes, yes. Ashes is carbon. So the body, when you burn, becomes carbon. And the same thing again continues, right? So you have bones. The bones get fossilated after long years. They join back, turns rock. And you can use it as a, okay, what is black gold?
Coal?
Oil.
No, oil. Oil is black gold. It's coming from the same source, but it's oil. What comes out of a volcano? Don't tell me ashes, fire. What chemical comes out of volcanic eruptions? Lava. Yes, that's lava is what is called, but what comes out? what oozes out. I know it's lava, but what really is coming out?
Carbon monoxide.
You are one wonderful person, Veena. Yeah, carbon monoxide, you will die with that. But anyway, but what comes out? Answer is fossil. The entire fossil is coming out. So it can be used as a fuel. So what it means is that if you get magnesium, okay, then you get sulfur, then you get many other chemical properties, including portions of gold and silver, cadmium, all of that. For that, you require volcanic rocks. But from where is it coming? It's coming from what we can say reutilization of the fossils. This is fossil, basically. So what you are is just a renewable energy. It just gets renewed. That's it. It just goes from this cycle to that cycle. So now if you were to understand this energy movement, and then you see there is nothing except for being aware, then you are in infinite consciousness. The finiteness is gone. So the knower of the space is infinite consciousness. And the knower of earth being just flat, meaning same across, is infinite space. Okay, there's a knower. And that knower is known. And hence it is infinite consciousness. Any confusion on this? I'm stopping because of that. I don't know how far you picked it or how far you totally lost it. So can you attempt infinite consciousness while not meditating, state of closed eyes meditation? And the answer is yes. You can be in that state. It's got nothing to do with closing your eyes. Because you are the same knower as Lata sitting here. As same knower as Ariyo, same knower as everyone. So there's just the knowing. Just the knowing. So vinyate mattam. That's just cognition as cognition. You just cognize. If you've done this properly or correctly, then Buddha takes you to the next level, which is nothingness. Akincha ayatana. That means the ayatana now has surpassed the consciousness and hence sees nothing inside the subjective experience itself. So which removes the I. And hence Chito Vimukti happens. Now the mind is ended. Any questions? This is the ultimate state to be in before going for closure of perceptions. Understood? Not understood? Misunderstood? Overly understood? I think I need to stop here. It's what I'm feeling. It's like I'm started talking to myself.
There is no content in that.
There's no content.
That is the meaning of it, right?
Yeah, there's no content. and the awareness itself has no content.
Yeah, correct. That itself doesn't have any content, and
Exactly.
that is all dropped. It's only that awareness is there.
Just like this computer being on.
Correct. No letters on that.
Nothing
Plain.
on that.
Plain.
Like you are having a screen, let's say a movie screen, and then no movie is being played.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the infinite, or sorry, nothingness. That means no conscious experience of any kind. Anything, as there's no object anyway, but the subjective experience is also not there.
Not there. It's only that.
It's just that. Or in Vedantatam Tattvamasi. You are that.
You are that. That's it.
So this is the seventh
It's the seventh one.
seventh one, which Alara Kalama had taught to Buddha. So it's a nice state of existence. You don't have I at all. Or what Shankaracharya called it as Aham Brahmasmi, that state. When you don't have the watching as one another thing,
Yeah.
Then
There's
the-
no two.
there's no two, non-dual.
Yes. Before the previous one you talked, there is the consciousness, even though it's the same across all the bodies, but you're still seeing.
You are still seeing yourself seeing that.
Correct. You are seeing.
You are seeing that
including
you.
that and this.
Now there's no you.
So that is gone, and that everything is gone.
Everything is gone. Underneath is gone. Good, you picked it. So if you can see it like that, then you have moved from the conditioned existence, duality, condition as in dual, to a non-dual existence. So still existence in non-dual form. So it's like you're, sometimes you start to feel I'm totally released, but you're in seventh. So, and hence Buddha says it is a Cheto Vimukti. That means the mind has liberated itself from the bondage of itself.
Yeah. So I'm waiting, Vilas, that you have told that Vedanta reaches this there. And the jump
This is the
is
jump.
is not there. That is my question. The jump is not there in Vedanta.
Yes.
And then you are also there trying to jump somewhere. Okay,
No.
that we will discuss separately.
That will discuss. No, we can discuss here. That's absolutely not an issue.
No, it will bring Vedanta there. Sorry.
No problem. Let us not bring Vedanta here. But anyway, so this is the last as far as Vedanta could ever perceive on the non-dual part of it. Beyond this are two steps. Okay.
This one I'm interested in. This question,
You can go.
I can go, maybe not fully stay there and all, but at least.
Yeah, you can know. You can know the knower in the sixth one,
Yeah.
and you can get rid of the knower and the known, which will bring you to just being there. Just happen to be there. That's it. So there's nothing to be spoken about, nothing to be said about, nothing to be explained about, because there's
You can't
nothing.
explain. There's nothing there, so you cannot explain it.
You can't explain. So that's the reason it's called nothingness, nothingness.
It is not nothing. It is no thing.
No thing. Okay. Now comes perceiving realities. It's a spatial dimension. We already spoke in the sixth. The spatial being, that knowing of spatial is what we did in the sixth. Then we came into the seventh, no thing, and now you remove the perceiver. When you remove the perceiver, the feeler is diminished, because consciousness has this role play of feeling and perception. So you perceive something and it feels that. So if the subject is anyway removed, object is anyway removed, the subjective also is removed of its own. Only a perception exists of that.
You're perceiving that awareness somehow.
Yeah, somehow. Okay. Now that is also there. Can we also say shunyata? No, that is in the seventh. Yes, shunyata is the seventh bhumi. That's correct. No thing means shunyata only. So in fact, Buddha Dhamma, after long, it became Shunyatavada because they stopped here in seventh. They didn't know what to do about the next two stages. Anyway, so come to the eighth one, wherein first is non-perception of any kind. Here you require some skill in animitta, non-symbolization. So you should practice non-symbolization. Let's say Lata is a symbolization. Now I'm seeing, that's a symbolization. I'm hearing is a symbolization. What if he didn't have any symbolization? Completely. That means it's stilled. The question what you had asked, right? It's stilled. Now when it is stilled, you know it is stilled because the knower is still there. That is not gone. So the six senses are still there. Okay. But can you say, have you let go of the complete knower, known everything? Yes, in one sense, but not in another sense. Still the subtle knower existing. And there ends this jhanic stages, 8 jhanas. So when you come to the 8th one, you have eyes, you want to see, you can see. Otherwise, you don't see. You have ears, you want to hear, you can hear. Otherwise, there's nothing to hear. So you can block off everything. So there's no perception. So there's no feeling. To that extent, there's no feeling. So let's say a bomb blast happens here, and
But you will hear the sound.
no,
You will not hear.
nothing will be heard. Nothing will be sensed. Nothing will be seen.
That's something which
Okay. Now, can you say it's permanently gone? No, it's there. So if you make a nimitta, it comes back. Otherwise, not. So if the nimitta is already there, so you're not let go of the nimitta or the symbol. What I do, I go one last step is closing the perception forever. Switch off. What do you mean by switch off? You practice this animitta so much that it becomes part of your control now. Now you can control the perception. See, if I remove the perception completely, then the last I is also gone. It's dead. You're dead now. And the feeling is also gone. Because there's no conscious experience. Just like somebody has given you anesthesia and there's no perception of that body part. And neither you have any feeling of that body part. Something to that is what Nirodha Samapatti applies to. And when that happens, everything stops. So 7, 8, 9, like if I say I'm stilled, can be in 7th, little bit of 8, but not 9th. That means, can I do the 8 and 9 while talking and like this? No way, it's not possible. But you can stay in this non-self state, at the 7th state, even while you're interacting with everyone. Or you can come one level down and just be in awareness.
yeah, 7th. Possible.
No thingness.
No thingness.
Yeah, you can. You have to force it in such a way, that means you have to make up the mind in such a way that you can interact, but there is nobody to interact. It's just like a mirror.
Okay, it is like drawing a line in the
Water.
it is gone.
It's gone. So things comes, they say, and because anyway you have the perceiving, right? In 7th you can perceive and you can feel. 8 you can perceive and feel little bit. 9th there's no perception and feeling. So 7th is a good state of mind where you can transact in such a way that equanimity is completely maintained, unbroken equanimity.
So that in practical term means somebody comes, you talk, that is gone, and there is no impression.
No impression
Drop
at all.
inside your mind. So that is completely gone.
Gone. And one thing about that is there is no thinker also.
Okay. So there is no thoughts also will come.
There's no
to it.
thoughts. It just
No, because thoughts come how? Because there are some things which are sunk, the impression.
so that since that there are no thing there,
So nothing to come.
nothing to come. So then the question comes, how do you interact? Let's say I'm in 7 and then you're talking to me, then how do I interact? I hear, but I don't react to it. I just take information. What has to be informed, I'll inform, and you're gone, and that's it, blanked out. Now somebody else comes and he talks or she talks, and then I interact and it's gone.
Yeah. So the memories are intact.
Everything is intact.
But only that impressions, which
There's no impressions.
scratches, which that is what is comes up. That is not there.
Yes, so you're not scratching. There's no vasana,
No,
basically.
that is what I wanted to say.
Yeah, there's no vasana, there is no sankharas, and there are samskara, and there is no karma. It's everything is gone. It's free from that.
Yeah. So that's right.
So this, just like you rightly said, drawing on water. And no matter how many times you draw it, it just goes away. It's a nice state to be in. So the 7th state of existence is the best state of existence for transaction. Or come to the 4th state, equanimity, and stay there. You don't have to go to arupa. Just be in 4th. So the Samma Samadhi, what Buddha talks, is only 4 jhanas. He doesn't talk all of this. Because this is sufficient. You've just been equanimity. Because that's the bhumi, that's the ground what you've created. So then there is nothing you're losing. Just be there. Just be aware, mindful, or whatever you want to call. And then you're just non-reactive. And that's it. There ends that shunyata. So you emptied the content. In the last, the ayatana exists. When you come back from Nirodha Samapatti, you're back in ayatana. That means you plus ayatana exist. That's the only dharata. Dharata means something to hold on to. So only it goes at death. All the 6 senses will die, will not reappear at death. So that's how you keep on emptying from one to another. So we started with house, and then we put forest, the mansikara, so the house went away. Then from there, we came into earth, so we removed the forest. Then from there, we made this space, and we removed the earth. Then from there, you put the vijnana consciousness, and you remove the space. Then from there, you came into nothingness, and then you removed the consciousness. From there, you got into the neither perception nor non-perception, removed the nothingness. From there, you removed the neither perception nor non-perception by closing the perception and feeling.
How to properly die.
You're dead.
Sorry.
How to properly die.
Properly die.
Properly
not improperly die.
Yes, that's true. So basically, you have in good term died and come back. So you've seen death for yourself. What is death? And you have resurrected, if you were to use that word. You've come back. Now the fear of death is gone, and hence it's called amata, amrita, deathless. Because you now saw who died was 6 senses with its perception and feeling. That's all what was left. Okay. Now you have touched the deathless. This is what is the bhumi, shunyata bhumi and parinibbana. That is, you get nibbana means stopped. All preparations, choices, everything is stopped. So the world of six senses is stopped. So you can confidently say, I have touched the deathless. Now from that deathless, if you see a sutta, it's like this. Otherwise, it's going on a sweet rides. You have penetrated the Dhamma completely from top to bottom. Now you can stay in whichever jhana at whatever level. So this nirodha means cessation. It ceases. It just ceases. And that's it. So six senses are dead. Now what is death? Dying moment. It means eyes cannot perceive, not feel. There's a withdrawal. It's just withdrawal. The consciousness is withdrawing. So the lifespan is gone. So the consciousness without lifespan cannot stay independent. So it starts to move. It starts to move. The eyes withdraw. So the person becomes fixated. There's no perception. He's not perceiving anything there. His eyes are dilated. And there's no feeling. If you do like this, there's nothing to be felt. Nose. Stop perceiving the smell and feeling what the smell is. Then the tongue gets dried up. So if you put water in his mouth, it comes out because there is nothing to perceive water, to feel water. And the body you touch anywhere, it turns itself into stone. So this person cannot feel anything you're touching. So there's no perception you're touching. And the last sense door to go is auditory, the last one. So there's deep silence. When you hit into Nirodha Samapatti, you'll do that, you'll get that. So deep silence has gone. There's nothing to be heard. And then the mind, not having these five, shuts down. And in this case, since the consciousness is attached to the life faculty or life source, it is not shut down. It's closed. It is on this. So what's the difference between a coma patient and this person? The question might come. Isn't it coma person also doing the same? He can't perceive. His body is functional. But here, all the faculties are perfectly fine. Not that he has lost his conscious experience. He is. But he has withdrawn it. He is voluntarily withdrawn. So no perception and feeling can ever be possible. It doesn't mean that he can't perceive. In a coma patient, he can't perceive. But when the nimitta comes back, when this person has put a nimitta that I want to perceive after 1 hour, just comes back. It's normal. Now he can decide whether he wants to be in 4th jhana, he wants to be in 7th jhana, he wants to be in whichever jhana he wants, he can be in. Absolutely fair. But it's up to him or her or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. So the step-by-step guide to this is simple. Start being in the breath for 1 full hour without any disturbance. Okay? No disturbance. Whether you're walking or you're sitting, you're standing, or you're doing whatever you want to do, it's up to you. Not that you should take a cushion and sit on that and then only it is. No. Just be 1 hour. Don't put 1 hour on your stopwatch and say that let me sit for an hour. No, that need not be. Don't condition it. That's what I want to say. If you condition it, it'll never work. Just make a note. I want to sit for an hour. Like you make a note, oh, I'm hungry, let me go and eat. Something like that. Make it simple. Don't make it too complicated in life. When you have sat for 1 hour, sat means not sitting in all postures, then try to do vipassana. You just look at this body, dissect it into 6 parts. Earth element, water element, fire, air, space, and consciousness. That which can know these 5 elements. And just be there for another 1 hour. Just be there. It'll automatically take you to the infinite space and consciousness and all of that. You don't have to do anything in particular, anything in funny to do it. Then come back to this 1 hour, again, watching the breath. Then 1 hour of this, 1 hour of that, 1 hour this, 1 hour that, 1 hour this, 20 hours. 10 hours of this and 10 hours of that. Or 18 hours, 9 hours of this and 9 hours of that. Do it for a week. And see the change. Your sense perceptions will keep on changing because you're creating a new network, a new neural pathway. And you're going to bypass the direct mode network. Okay. And in its place, you created a new network which will behave completely different than what you have ever imagined it to be. So you'll start seeing something totally different. And that's the change in perception. So your perception is changed. No longer able to perceive a human being this person. Your perception is changed. So the DMN, direct mode network, if you see, will create a new topology. So this neural network and that neural network, 2 networks on the same node, will behave differently. Now you no longer access your default mode. Whenever you want default mode, you just come back to it, and then I can transact with persons. And again, I can withdraw back and go into the new network. So the neuroplasticity can happen easily, seamlessly, and you can change. You want to be here, you can be there. You can be, if you don't want that, you can be here. Meaning, within mind, you can keep on changing. And the synapses also will change. That means moving from this network to that network, just seamless. Just like on computer, you change the IP address, it just goes to that network. And you change this IP address, come back to this network. I can write a batch file and then I can change the IP addresses. The same thing you can do here. So the chemicals which get produced while you change this are totally different than the chemical what is when you're on the default mode network. And there is one chemical which they have found in 2000 and odd, Anandamidi. That's a brain chemical. They named it on Anandamidi because they took this Ananda from Sanskrit to say that blissful. It's there. I'm not joking. It has a chemical composition. And then that start producing from the brain along with serotonin. and you get tons of dopamine. So you'll be rewarded and rewarded and rewarded. And that makes you blissful. Okay, so the prefrontal cortex will now gets completely activated. So amygdala will not shoot up, meaning the amygdala, which is a part of the brain where your emotions and triggers, fears are all stored, you become fearless. And that's the time you feel deathless. A little bit of science behind what you're doing. Okay. And if you're very much interested, you can search for Anandamidi in ANANDAMID, Anandamidi on Google. You'll find Wikipedia, and that scientist has got Nobel Prize for finding it. Okay, you can check it out, and you'll be surprised that Ananda is a chemical. It's produced in very less number. And also, those who want to take drug, this is the best drug. So the DMT also get released. So it's used in LSD and ayahuasca and many other kind of weeds. People who do take weeds, they get a change of ESP or extrasensory perceptions, and then they get to an altered state of consciousness, and they are changing the state of consciousness from worldly thing to non-worldly. This is how you transcend from the world to an out-of-world experience. It's a chemical change, that's it. For those who can't do this, can go to Peru and take a cup of ayahuasca and take a ride. Half an hour ride will cost you a good amount of money, but worth a try. Just go to Peru and take it. And those who don't know where to go to Peru, come to Goa, and there's a place where they can give you. I don't know how authentic it is, but you can take that. I don't know the address, so don't write to me. Can you share the phone number and address of that? I've heard you get in Goa, ayahuasca. For the last 3 years after COVID, people are selling ayahuasca here. So I don't know. Otherwise, you go to Peru and you can enjoy. Same ride. What this ride will do is jhana. It will mimic that. It will bypass the direct mode network and takes you to a ride. That's it for today. I think so. We're done. Unless